Hi, it's Barb and Gabby again. Um, Today I'd like to talk about the young Bigfoots. I'd like to start out by telling you a story here. I'm outside of my cabin, and these trees right here, about 7 or 8 years ago, I was out here. It was a nice sunny day, and I saw something fall out of the top of one of those trees right there, and it came down and it hit a few limbs, and then it bounced across to a couple, one of the trees right there, hit a couple more limbs, and then it came down, hit the corner of the porch here, and was gone. And at the time I described it as it looked like a monkey doing a cannonball. And it didn't just free fall, it like free falled from the top, hit the limbs, and then propelled itself to the limbs of another tree, and then to the porch. And if it was a young bear falling, first a bear would back down the tree, and if it was falling, it would hit the limbs and try and catch them to break its fall. It wouldn't use them to propel itself back and forth. And at the time, you know, the idea of a young Bigfoot being in my yard seemed ridiculous, but you know, things have changed since then. It doesn't seem so ridiculous anymore. So we're gonna go out here and go for a little walk along the creek and talk about the young Bigfoots. So now that was 7 or 8 years ago. I figure if that one was, I don't know, say 8, 9, 10 years old at the time, that'd make it, you know, going on adulthood now. And I suspect that that's the one that hangs out in the creek here. He's probably been watching me for many years, watching my animals. Egg is still there. So several times now I've found 12-inch tracks here along the creek, and I've found some smaller ones that have never been very well defined or very clear. Makes me think that maybe there's another younger one that is either following the older one or maybe being looked after. Big enough to be away from mom and dad, but you know, still probably afraid to be on its own. So I've got some names for these that I think would fit. I don't know if anybody's ever used them before. I think Squatchlet is a good name for the young ones, the real young ones. Maybe when they get a little older, into their teenage years, they could be squatchlings. But many times over the years, there's been times when I've been out here and I just hear this crunch whoosh or splash whoosh, but you never see anything. It's always so fast. And what I saw in the tree that day was moving so fast that I think the younger ones, they're so curious and they don't really have any self-control. I think maybe you can get pretty close to them and you don't even know they're there until they panic and they run. So this is the path here where I found the 12-inch tracks several times. They usually come right down through there and through the creek here and cut back out to the river. I've found tracks out there before I started making videos that what do we got here? Maybe. Looks like maybe they're still around. But heard screams out there where, or the neighbors heard screams right there where I found tracks right across from the river. Yeah, so I think squatchlets for the little ones, squatchlings for the older ones. And of course when they're adults, then they're just squatches. Smell, Gabby. So that's what I think about the young ones. I think when they're little, they're curious, but they don't have a lot of self-control. I think they panic. If they would just stay still, nobody would ever know that they were there. And of course the older ones, I don't think they bolt. I think they just walk off. Even if they run off, I don't think that the big Sasquatches can move as fast as the little ones. So that's what I have to say about young Bigfoots. And thanks for watching. Bye.